From VOX Media Cafe in Atlanta, this is Afternoon VOX. I'm Ariel Miller, and we have a lot of interesting news this afternoon. A 2-year-old was shot yesterday afternoon at a local Kroger. Speaking on local, our very own Emily interviewed Alex Hall from the Alex Hall Band. Alex is a teenage singer and songwriter from Atlanta, recently signed with Jan Smith. MARTA has a lot on their plate this week, dealing with money lost from fair jumping. Yesterday afternoon, a 2-year-old boy was shot in the abandonment in the backseat of his father's car at Kroger on Memorial Drive and North Harrison Road. Afternoon's VOX, Lauren Polk and Deja Corzine report.
The names of the father and child have not been released, according to Channel 2 Action News. The father saw a robbery taking place outside of Kroger at Chase Bank. He tried to prevent the robbery from happening, but then the suspect pulled out a gun and shot in the backseat of his car, says Emmanuel Tessman, who is an eyewitness.
Hearing a lot of shots. I saw people just running away just scattering from the front of the Kroger.
Kroger employees provided first aid for toddlers on top of the checkout conveyor belt. Employees added pressure to the wound.
The child was conscious because the child was crying at the time, so I knew it was conscious, but it was just a real hysterical situation.
Witnesses said they saw the gunman walk in the back of Kroger, but he hasn't been seen since. They couldn't believe someone could be so heartless. Police say they are following up on leads on the suspect, but have released no additional information. The 2-year-old boy is now in stable condition at the Children's Hospital of Atlanta at Eggleston.
For Afternoon VOX, I'm Deja Corzine.
And I'm Lauren Polk.
Wow, that was unbelievable. The father trying to be a hero, stopping a robbery just to see his son get shot. I guess everyone makes mistakes, but not like the huge mistake Paula Deen made regarding racial slurs. But civil rights leader Reverend Jesse Jackson today says that he believes that Paula shouldn't be a sacrificial lamb over the issue of racial intolerance. Let's see what local citizens think about this issue.
Paula Deen has been recently released from the Food Network, Walmart, Home Depot, Target, and Smithfield because of her racist comments she admitted using. Paula Deen told Matt Lauer on the Today Show that she could only recall using the N-word once. She mentioned that she remembers saying the derogatory word when retelling a story about being held at gunpoint by a robber who was black while working as a bank teller in the 1980s in Georgia. When asking Atlanteans if Paula Deen should have been so harshly punished for her word selection, 49-year-old white male Richard Eldridge had a strong opinion about Deen's racial comments.
I thought her comments yesterday on Today were completely inexcusable. She's a 66-year-old white woman, and she doesn't need to be talking about how anybody else uses that word. She just ought not to use it herself, ever. Period.
When Paula Deen was asked if she thinks African Americans are offended by the use of the N-word, she said, "It is very distressing for me to go into my kitchens and I hear what these young people are calling each other." So, we asked Atlanta residents the same question. Christy, an African American woman aged 29, did take offense.
Yeah, that's how I feel because even if they call each other that, let a white person call them that, they'll be pissed off.
Although some got offended by the N-word, others had more of a liberal spirit, such as 37-year-old white male Jason.
As far as people vilifying her for using the N-word, I think it's completely wrong because people do it every day. Black, white, Asian, everybody says it. Whether you're saying it as a negative connotation to be mean to somebody, that's totally in the context in which you say it in.
After receiving several different responses regarding the N-word, Atlanta has concluded that the word and the use of the content is based upon the conversation and the person. I am Crystal Hodge for Afternoon VOX Team Communications.
In other news, let's get into what's happening in Atlanta. Every year, Atlanta has many free family-friendly activities, such as Flicks on 5th, every Wednesday on 5th Avenue. It is completely free, so bring your blanket and lawn chair and catch a movie on 5th Avenue. It's going on all summer long. The 4th is coming up, and every summer, Stone Mountain Park has a laser show beginning at 9 on the 4th of July. The show is free, but parking is $10. In case you missed the show, it runs all summer long. So swing over there on the 4th. In other news, local teenage singer and songwriter Alex Hall recently signed with Homegirl Entertainment, which is Jan Smith's record label. Emily has all the details on the upcoming.
Hall is a country rock singer-songwriter who started his career at a second-grade level. Hall got very serious and focused in 7th grade. He signed to Homegirl Entertainment on May 27, 2013. Hall explains that his religion of Christianity helps him with guidance of his career. On every autograph he signs with the Bible verse, Proverbs 6:13, reading, "Commit to the Lord whatever you do, and he will establish your plans." Alex goes into good detail about staying in school. He states that during high school, it just wasn't the fit for him, and he could never make classes due to his many gigs. He began to do online school, but got too distracted and got very behind his junior year. Hall gave us an example about he had a British literature exam the next morning and did not arrive to his house in Gainesville, Georgia until 5 o'clock in the morning. In high school, Alex says, "I had to make many sacrifices with friendships, sports including baseball and football, and most of all, his lifestyle as a normal high school boy." Hall gets many inspirations from his musical influences Elvis Presley, Jason Aldean, and Johnny Cash. At the age of 15, Alex recorded his first record, "Look at Me Now." Alex says, "My songs are written about daily lifestyles or whatever I'm thinking about." Hall has a band, but his main role in the band is the guitar and vocal part. It takes sacrifice to get to the top. Alex is part of a program called First Verse Program. The program chooses 30 kids who are interested in singing and songwriting like Alex himself. Hall gives back on going to sessions and helping these kids chase their dreams. Alex not only helps with vocal and guitar, but also boosts their confidence and help them get used to the student musical lifestyle, which is hard adjustment for many teens. When there is a show going on at his old middle school, he will be there to promote the event and perform. For Afternoon Vox, I'm Emily Huff.
Today, June 27, 2013, it is mostly cloudy, 86 degrees. There is a 50% chance of rain. MARTA was recently cheated off of $3.4 million due to constant fare jumpers. MARTA is considering spending $2 million to reduce the train waiting time to 5 minutes to attract more riders, thus bringing in more revenue for the transportation company. The study on MARTA concludes that there was a 2% fare invasion on rail systems. A task force has been established to study different solutions on this ongoing issue of MARTA. According to a recent report put out by MARTA, fare jumpers account for approximately a $3.4 million loss in 2012 alone. In search of local opinions, our VOX team traveled to the Atlanta MARTA stations and asked whether it was fair or not about jumpers to jump without paying.
How do you feel about people jumping to MARTA and they do not pay, but you pay all the time?
It ain't fair. They always done it. I mean, how you gonna stop it? I'm from Chicago, man, and they ain't never stopped it. You know what I'm saying? So how you gonna stop it? Because I used to jump the train and never got caught. And if I ain't got no money, I still do. So, you know, I mean, that's just something they got to deal with.
How do you feel about people jumping to MARTA and they do not pay, but you pay all the time?
Oh, wow, that's a good question. It is what it is, you know what I'm saying? Because by the price of MARTA going up, is it going up right now? $250, but don't the buzzer be going up? Oh, wow. There'll be a lot of jumping more gates, ain't it? I'm kind of lost on that question, you know what I'm saying? I guess you got to pay that fine, you know what I mean? So, it is what it is. Sometimes you got to check it out sometimes.
After getting the passengers' opinion, we asked Lyle Harris, a MARTA spokesman, what is MARTA planning to do to stop fare jumpers, and this was his response.
But yes, MARTA is doing something. We are trying, we are putting more police officers on our trains and buses and in our rail stations. We we are getting ready to launch a campaign that would exclude people who indulge in that kind of behavior from the system, expel them from the system. And we are also, we have launched a new app called See and Say, and we're encouraging our customers when they see someone doing things like going through the fare gates to take a picture using this app, and they can send it directly to us, and we can identify the person who's evading the fares.
In all, there might be a good causes coming out of MARTA's new ideas. Congrats to the Miami Heat for winning the finals on last Thursday. It's that time of the year, time to see what college basketball players goes pro. Tune in 7:30 Eastern Time tomorrow night on ESPN to catch the first round of draft. On another note, former New England Patriots tight end player Aaron Hernandez was charged with murder and was denied bail today. I'm Ariel Miller. This is Afternoon VOX.